Alright guys, so here we are. This is my take 2, because take 1 just went badly and there was noise in the background and stuff. So take 2, yay. We're looking at your next thing, which is finding the y-intercepts of polynomials. Now, as we've said a few times, y-intercepts, you need to remember a y-intercept is when x equals 0 or when it's crossing the y-axis. So find the y-coordinate of the y-intercept of the polynomial function defined below. So what we're really doing is when I go, hey, f of x, I want x to equal 0, so I know what the y-intercept is. And remember, guys, the f of x thing is basically the same thing as y. So f of x equals 0, and I go 2 parentheses 0 minus 1. I do the math, and I go, okay, well, 0 minus 1 is a negative 1. 2 times a negative 1. Well, that's going to be a negative 2. So my x-intercept, or my y-intercept, is a negative 2. Done. So you might have to do distribution to solve these problems. That's not a big deal. You might have to do some substitution to solve these problems. Here, I just substituted and solved. Here, I shouldn't distribute because we can do 0 minus 1. And we're substituting extra 0, so I know what number to use. Yay, woohoo, got it right. New problem. This one's actually pretty easy. If I were to look at this, I take this example problem. Again, taking out x, putting in 0, and everywhere there's an x in the problem, I put a 0. So 0 plus 2, oh, that's 2. So f of 0 equals 2, so my answer is 2. This is a pretty straightforward one. Yay. All right, this one. Don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. I'm sure a few of you just looked at this problem that I popped up and went, yeah, nope. Guys, this is actually way easier than you think. And I'm not talking math teacher easy. I'm talking not bad at all. It's actually really easy. I'll write it out to show you the first time. And then we're going to go through and I'm going to show you the easy mode version. So f of 0. And I'm going to copy this entire equation over here. Everywhere I see is x, it's going to get to 0. So equals 5 times 0 plus 5 times 0 to the 4th minus 0 squared plus 8 plus 9 times 0 to the 3rd. Well, guys, you can see what's going to happen here. Well, 5 times 0, that's 0. Plus 0 to the 4th power is 0. Times 5 is 0. Minus 0 squared is 0. Plus 8. Well, okay, there's a number that's actually a number still. Or 0 is a number that's, something that will do this math. Okay. And 9 times 0 to the 3rd. Well, 0 to the 3rd is 0. 9 times 0 is 0, so plus 0. 0 plus 0 minus 0 is 0 plus 8. That's 8. Plus 0. That's 8. So really, in this problem, what I cared about was that positive 8 by itself. So for those of you out there that are on the brighter side, you're looking at this and going, hey, wait a minute. Couldn't you have just gone back to the very beginning instead of even substituting? Back when your problem looked like this, f of x, and then you had, the 5x plus 5x to the 4th minus x squared plus 8 plus 9x to the 3rd. Couldn't I have just ignored everything that had x's? Just essentially gone, yeah, gotten rid of everything and the answer is 8. Yes, that's exactly what you should be doing. In fact, that's the easy way to get these answers. All of this was a lot of extra work. Nothing wrong with it. Perfectly fine to write it down. But if you can spot it and go, dude, that's just the option, the answer is 8, then you're good. So you would substitute, you'd solve, you go boom, 8, yes, great, good, love it. New problem. Well, again, I can basically just ignore away everything that has an x and replace them with zeros. But don't get too carried away. Don't try to tell me there's no answer to this problem. 3x squared plus 8x plus 5x to the third. If we think about it, there is an answer, guys. The answer is going to be every term that involves an x becomes a 0. So I'll write it out in a half second, but you're going to see essentially 0 plus 0 plus 0 equals, well, guess what? 0. Because if we had that 3, not x, 0, 3 times 0 squared. So if f of 0 equaled 3 times 0 squared plus 8 times 0 plus 5 times 0 to the third, 0 plus 0 plus 0. The answer is 0. So sometimes, if I don't have a just stray number on its own, the answer is 0, and that is perfectly fine. Think about it. If x is 0, y is 0, where's the line going if a line passes through a place where x and y are 0? Think about it. You can answer it. At this point, you're staring at me going, why is he staring, at me awkwardly? Come on. You know this. It's the origin. So, okay, this is the line that goes to the origin. Cool. Done. Great. Love it. Problems like this, you can handle, you can do. Consider them kind of optional challenge. These two polynomials multiplying, you can do this. It's a little extra work. You can do it. Just keep track of like numbers up front, like a negative. Me, personally, this one's only two polynomials multiplying. I'd go ahead and do this. It'd be a little extra work, but it's not too bad. Some of these problems, even I will look at it and say, no, dude, you should just skip that. But this one is fine. Like, okay, we're going to swap it out for zeros. No big deal. So f0 equals, remember how a negative in front of a parenthesis is the same thing basically as a -1? So I'm going to have a -1 just for a placeholder. And then 3 times 0 minus 3. And then 0 squared plus 5. Okay. -1 still the same. 3 times 0 is 0 minus 3. And then 0 squared is 0 plus 5. Okay. -1 times -3 times 5. -1 times -3, we shall remember, is a 3. Negative times a negative is positive. Times 5. Oh, hey, my answer is 15. Not too bad. There are some that I would totally look at and be like, 100% feel free to skip that. I knew this one would have a number answer because there was that -1 in front. That leading coefficient, remember coefficient 2 videos back, first thing you did? That leading coefficient in the problem was actually -1. There's a number there. So this you could do. It wouldn't be hard. You should find that your answer is a +5. Hope I don't mess this up on the video. Hey, yay, I got it right. What I'm fishing for is a specific example. This one, again, you could do it. Substitute the 0 for the x. 0 plus 4. 4. 2 times 4, 8. Cool. 8. Good. Done. This we've gone over. Take a moment, look at it. Pause the video if you want. It's -7. Hopefully you got -7 also. Hopefully the computer agrees with me and says, yes, you got it right. Yay. All right, so I'm looking for a specific type of problem that I want you guys to see. All right, here. If I do this out, the answer will be 0. But Mr. P, we just did a few problems back. There was that -1 out front, and we did some distribution. Or sorry, we did some math, and everything worked out fine. Why are you saying this one's a 0? See how this one has that x in front? There's an x on the outside of the parentheses. Guys, think about it. What's -2 times 0? 0, yes. 0 times what's in the parentheses. It doesn't matter what number I have in the parentheses. 0 times what's in there. It's just 0. I could say it's -1. I'm right. You could disagree with me and say it's 2. You could say it's 10 million. It doesn't matter what number's in the parentheses because there's an x out front. I'm going to make x a 0. 0 times what's in the parentheses is automatically a 0. So this problem actually is going to be a quick, easy one. I look at it and go, oh, that's 0. And the last specific harder type of problem is very much related. Something like this, feel free to still do, because there's a number coefficient in front, or I should say the first term outside the parentheses is a number and it does not have an x. There will be a numerical answer. It's not just going to turn into 0 on you. So you can do it out. Solve it. You guys should get, in this case, I think it's 12. And yes, I literally did that in my head since I've been talking about it. 12, don't be wrong. Yay, I'm right. But something like this. This looks dreadful. This looks awful. This is the last thing I want to show you, so don't worry about the fact that the video is over 11 minutes. I'm not going to go for much longer. Guys, leading term, -2x. I'm going to make x into a 0 because we're looking for the y-intercept. Y-intercepts, x is 0. That means that this number out here is a 0. I am multiplying every other number with a 0. I don't care what's in these other parentheses. The answer is going to be a 0. Submit. I look good. Yay. Don't stress it. Okay, guys. Handle this. Remember, Wednesday, 1 to 4, my office hours. It's a drop-in tutoring on Teams. You'll have an invite in your SPS or on Teams, or sorry, SPS email. Google Voice, you can call me. The number's in the same post where you found the link to this video. And all that good stuff. There will be a second drop-in tutoring. The time will be on the post. So be well. Hope you're all good. I will talk to some of you later, or hopefully more than usual of you. Bye, guys.